Welcome back to another episode of the From Half Court Sports Talk Show with Darren and Rob. I'm your host, Rob. This is my co-host, Darren. How you doing today, Darren?
I'm pretty good. Rainy day, but sun's also out some places, so I'm doing pretty well.
That's good. Well, let's get right into it. We're in the heat of the NBA Finals. We're heading into Game 3 Wednesday night. Before we get into Game 3, let's go over Game 2. What do you think of Game 2 as a whole for the Boston
Uh,
Celtics?
from the Boston Celtics side, they definitely didn't have the game that they had in Game One. I didn't expect them to. I also didn't expect two of their starters to only score 2 points each, so that was also crazy to me. Um, but yeah, they just ultimately didn't have they got out physical, and Marcus Smart and Al Horford just played very terrible games. I attribute that to Draymond Green being a pest, and that's a great defensive pest. It's a good thing. It's not a bad thing. As well as Andrew Wiggins and such.
Bro, I feel like they only had a bad third quarter. I feel like everything besides that third quarter they played fine. It's just like I felt like they hit a certain point in the third quarter where they just couldn't keep matching Golden State, and Golden State just kept knocking down these crazy threes from everywhere. Jordan Poole hit a crazy three at the end of the third quarter, and they just got really fucking hot, and it was just like, damn, Boston. And they really couldn't recover from that because it was such a big fucking lead. What does it say? They were up 21 in the third. I'm sorry, they won the third quarter by 21 points. That's crazy. And we everybody knows the Warriors are a third quarter team, but damn, yo, they just couldn't get the stops they needed in the third quarter to stay within striking distance. Um,
I'm not surprised.
it is good
Ultimately
that
though,
my bad. It
oh,
is
go
good
ahead.
that Jason Tatum did have a game. I wasn't expecting him to have two bad games in a row. Um, because he had a really bad game one. He showed the fuck out.
You thought this was a good game by him?
It it was a way better game than he had game one. He played like garbage game one. He was like 3 for 17 or something like that. He played horrible.
Okay.
So it's just a better game. He shot well from three, especially when his team wasn't flowing well. I think he was really big in this game. I think it's a really good
That
bounce
says
type of game for him.
8 for 19, right?
8 for 19, 6 for 9 from three.
I don't know. Minus 36 and plus minus.
Yeah, but
That's
he
a
played like
big difference.
look at his minutes compared to the rest of his teammates.
Minus 36.
Okay, Google, stop.
I get it, but that's a lot. That's a lot. Like White played 30 minutes and his is minus 17. I'm just saying that's a lot. And four turnovers. They need a point guard, dog. They got a problem. I don't know when. Like I'm happy that it's getting exposed now because all they do is they move the ball well at certain times, but bro, I swear all they do is Jalen run in, kick it out. Tatum run in, kick it out. The only difference is Tatum will shoot the mid range a little bit more.
I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing.
I didn't say it was a bad. Well, yes, it is actually. They need a point guard. They need to figure out a point guard situation.
I think they just need something different from Marcus Smart coming off the bench.
As a point guard,
But like, they don't need like they need like a I don't want to say Jordan Poole, but like
Curry's brother,
not even Seth. You don't even need that. Who's Tyrese Maxey?
perfect. They need a point guard. That's all I'm saying. They need an athletic or no, fuck it. I don't care what they need.
Trey Burke.
As like they don't need athlete, they need a shooter. I don't care about that. They just need a point guard that can actually distribute the ball.
They come off the bench though. That's the thing. They don't need a starting guard that can do that because they got Marcus Smart. They need somebody that can come off the bench and also get their own shot and also distribute, like you're saying.
I don't know, man.
Maybe
I
even
don't
like
know.
how about a Jordan Clarkson?
Wouldn't
That
be
type of player.
that wouldn't be bad, but this team will fuck around and put him on the bench and have him coming off the bench.
I mean, don't you want to put him off the bench?
No,
Okay.
they need somebody that can get the ball to.
You
I
want
don't know, man.
you want Marcus Smart coming off the bench?
I don't know what I want at this point. I think I want Tatum and Brown to be moving without the ball
Mm-hmm.
and a point guard that can get their own shot, but at the same time distribute the ball to them while they're moving. That makes sense.
Yeah.
I think that's the same thing Brown is looking for, low key. Like I know Brown needs the ball in his hands, but I think he's looking for a point guard that he could play with, like a Damian Lillard, who can get their own shot,
Shit, Darren, he
but
already played with
also
one.
just hit me when I'm open.
He already played with one. He had a perfect one. He had Kyrie.
Kyrie left him, so he's been looking. That's my whole point.
I don't know, bro. You know what they should do? It's probably not gonna work. It's not gonna work because if I'm any team in the league, I don't want Russell Westbrook, but I'll try to send like a package for like Kyrie or something.
No, we're
Russell
not
Westbrook
talking
got
about the Lakers. I thought you was talking about the Celtics. I was like, what are you talking about? Nah, good. I'm not talking. We can get to the Lakers here in a minute, but ultimately, this team needs a point guard. We don't. It's they don't have to be the Lillards, the Steph Currys, but they got to be something. Somebody that can. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I don't know basketball, bro.
Um, so what'd you think of game one then?
It was a good game, but they was just shooting them. They shot them lights out in the third, fourth quarter, or fourth quarter. I think it was mainly fourth.
Fourth
I
quarter,
could
they
be
kind
wrong.
of went crazy.
Yeah, they was just cooking from three. Like at a certain point in the fourth, I just turned it off. I think it was like 5 minutes, 4 minutes in the fourth. I was like, yeah, I'm not watching this. I'm done. They were just raining threes, bro. They just didn't stop from everywhere. And Al Horford was going off from three. Like, come on now, it's not a normal thing.
Yeah,
The fact that he took that many threes is not a normal thing.
yeah. It's Al Horford's first finals,
But
so
he still don't take that many threes. That's crazy.
he
But
may
anyway,
will.
I'm not surprised by it. I'm excited for
Steve
game
Kerr has
three.
been
I
the
can
head
definitely
coach.
tell you that. But getting to go to stateside for game two, my dude Clay got to shoot better. Uh,
Is that two bad games
oh,
in a row for him?
yeah, he just got to get better at how do I put this? He not necessarily moving out the ball. That wouldn't be a bad thing to get better with that, but it's I don't know. There's a step, or he's just I don't know. It's like for me as a basketball player. Like if I tried to play basketball, you know how you get tired after a while, your legs,
Mm-hmm.
like, and then you try to make a move and you try to shoot, but let's say you get open off the move, but you force the shot too quick because you're tired.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it looks like with Clay. Like where it's like you're getting open, you're getting a clean shot, but you're rushing it or you're just tired from running around trying to get open. And that's the that's the biggest thing I would say about him. Ultimately though, Jordan Poole played a great game. Was knocking down threes. Steph was doing his thing. Draymond statistically didn't look like he jumped off the board, but yeah, he was definitely there overall, and definitely showed up and showed out on the defensive side, especially getting in Jaylen Brown's head, if you ask me. And that's a big one because ultimately, if you put how about this? Do you, do you think the Celtics can win a game without Jaylen Brown going off, getting 20 points, 19 points, 18 points?
Can they? Yes.
They can win without him.
Yes. But is it like a high? Uh,
Probability.
it's not a high probability. I want to bet on it.
Because I would put somebody on him because he can't dribble, man. And force him to get the ball at the three, He's not a great dribbler. He's not a great shooter. So I would force him to have to go through it, like go through the paint, like dribbling through the paint.
Really?
That's what I
Because
would
I
do.
feel like the way I look at Jalen is I look at Jalen like depending on like what he's doing that night, he can be an excellent scorer for you from outside, inside, mid range, or he can get to the basket on you. Either way.
I don't think I've ever seen Jalen Brown be a good mid range. A person that I want taking a mid range shot as opposed to getting to the basket. Now I feel like that's more of his game. Now does he hit threes? Yeah, he'll shoot them, but he's shooting them. I don't know.
So I
At
was
the end of
watching.
the day, though, he's not a best dribbler, so that's what I would force him to do.
So I was watching a game with one of my friends, game two, and he was saying he was watching Clay. We were watching Clay struggle a little bit. I think at this point, Clay probably only had maybe one or two buckets made. He asked me the question: Is this one? If is it is at some point do you have to sit Clay, or do you have to pull him because he's not playing well, or do you just leave him out there, just keep letting him shoot? I said
Or-
you keep him out there, keep letting him play. He's your second best player, your second best scorer. Keep letting him shoot. Let him try to find his game. What do you think about that?
I mean, yeah, I don't have a problem with anything Steve Kerr do. He has a pulse on the game more than most. Can you scroll down a little bit? But yeah, I think uh, I think leave him in the game definitely. Let him keep shooting. If he's really harming your team, then yeah, maybe pull him. But you're not sitting on dramatically long. Like he's still somebody that you gotta have out there. Um,
Even
his
just
potential is just his
even
potential is just too much.
yeah, even just as like just to keep the defense honest, it's still Clay Thompson at the end of the day.
At the end of the day, you're not gonna leave him wide open because he's gonna knock that down. Now, if you play up on him, nowadays it's looking a little different. But
My
ultimately, who are you
my
gonna
thing
sit him
with
for? Pull?
yeah, that's the only dude you can sit him for, in my opinion. My thing
I
with Clay
understand
though
that.
is I feel like I've never liked Clay when he like dribble drives to the basket. It always looks mad awkward and weird to me.
It's
I would
effective.
just what'd you say?
It's effective.
Is it?
Luca looks awkward to me. Luca first looked awkward when he dribbles and drives to the basket. But you know what? It's effective. Disrespectful route.
I really don't think it's as effective as I don't think it's the same thing at all. Clay feels like he's just like it's like because he doesn't really beat people off the dribble. That's not like his game really. So when he goes there, it's just kind of to draw the defense in so he can kick it out. And I really
No,
feel like it's not that effective.
no.
I
He
think
goes
it's
up for
better
dunk.
just. I think it's just more just to keep the offense type shit moving.
Bro, he goes for dunks and he goes for layups all the time. He got hurt. His first injury was going up for a layup or a dunk.
It just doesn't look good to me. It doesn't look good. I think if you're
Just
getting
because it
good,
don't look good doesn't mean nothing. If it's effective, it's effective.
I don't think it's effective.
Ultimately,
You want him
ultimately,
putting
he
the
was
ball
what
on the
3 for
floor.
11. He was 3 for 11 from the inside the 3 point range. So that's not. We don't know which one was mid range or what. But come on, man, that's not right. Just because it don't look right,
So here's what I
don't
say.
look good doesn't mean
You're better off getting Clay to put the ball on the floor. I think you're winning that possession if Clay's putting the ball on the floor. That's the best way I can say it. You're winning that possession. Because if you're
uh
Golden State, you want Clay to catch and shoot
maybe
off the dribble,
versus.
catch and shoot off the screen, catch and shoot off
I
everything.
understand what you're saying.
Even if
Maybe
it's take one dribble in and take like a mid range shot. I just don't. If you're getting Clay to drive all the way to the basket, I think you're winning as a defense.
no, you're tripping. Maybe if you're playing the Celtics, maybe if there's a center underneath there, but I think you're tripping personally. They want. I think you're tripping. I think you're tripping. Um, yeah, they ultimately played a good game though. That's just what it came down to. It started on the defensive side. I'll definitely say.
Um, who do you have winning game three?
I'm gonna say Golden State though.
I put like $25 in Golden State.
Win game three.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you so confident?
I feel like Golden State has it clicking right now, and I really feel like if any team can go walk into Boston and shut those Boston fans up immediately, it's them. I'm
I
not as
agree.
confident as them in game four though, as I am in game three.
Okay, so you got it going back to 2-2. All right. Yeah, I got
Not
Golden State.
necessarily, but I think Boston is in a situation where they have to win game four, in my scenario, so they're going to.
Okay, it's gonna be interesting. That's what I can say.
All right. So while we're still in basketball, let's talk a little bit about the the Lakers' new head coach. How do you feel about him? His last name is Ham,
Darvingham, I believe, or something like that.
something like that. Yeah.
Um, what organization did he just come from? The Bucks. He was part of the Bucks organization, I believe. I could be wrong about that.
I feel like you
Um,
are. Um, I thought it
wait,
was
scroll
like
back down.
Utah or something.
Scroll back down. Scroll back down. Assistant head coach. It doesn't say nothing else before that. That's wild. Never mind. You gotta look it up. But I'm almost positive it's Milwaukee. Yeah, bro, he's wearing a Milwaukee shirt
Where you see that at? All right, we'll say
right there.
Milwaukee then.
All right. I think it's a good pickup. I don't know nothing about him. I'm not gonna act like I do. Um, but we'll see. If the thing that's in the news recently is that he's actually happy or praises Russ or something like that. So we'll see what
Yeah,
happens.
I watched that video. He was just basically saying like, he wants the Russ to play better on defense, and he wants to get Russ running a lot. He said he's going to change a lot of their running patterns to help them be better, like running up and down the court. So for me, it sounds like obviously he just got there, but it sounds like he wants to get more in the open court with Russell and to get him attacking the basket, which is Russell's game basically. So we'll see when the season starts, man. I really think they need to trade this nigga immediately, as soon as possible. If that's before the season or if that's before the trade deadline, you need to get that nigga off your books.
I think ultimately, if Russ wants to play better, he will play better. And at his age, I just don't think he wants to play defense.
Then you gotta get rid of him. He gotta go. He has to go.
I mean, ultimately, somebody has to play defense on the team. I know somebody has to play defense. Shit,
Somebody has to because
because
last time they were in
everything
the
is
playoffs, they had no guards that could guard Devin Booker. Like everybody they threw at him just got their ass busted.
yeah. They just gotta figure out something. They also need I don't know. They need somebody that wants to play center because AD soft as shit. You know what? Sorry, I shouldn't have said that. Fragile. AD is fragile throughout the season. Fair.
I think that's fair at this point. I so, man, I'm so conflicted on AD, man. I really am. I really don't know how I should feel about this dude. Because I feel like he's still considered a great power forward, one of the better, obviously one of the better power forwards in the game right now. But when we're talking about legacy wise, like he's technically an NBA champion, but it doesn't feel like it.
Feels like he's an NBA bust.
You know what I'm saying? It feels like it just doesn't feel like he won a championship, man.
Like, let's put it like this: he's the number one pick. He has one championship during very weird circumstances, COVID and the bubble. Um, but he won a championship. Compare that to somebody else's story like Damian Lillard, who I don't know when Dame was drafted personally, but I know he came out of Weber State and he's carrying the team. He still doesn't have a championship, but If it's one player that everybody wants to see do good, it's probably Damian Lillard. I think most people are just like, yeah, he deserves at least a championship somewhere. He deserves an opportunity to play with somebody who's a better caliber of players that he's been playing with. I think you'll be hard to find people who don't say that.
I've been on the bandwagon to get Dame out of Portland for like 4 or 5 years now.
No, I'm just saying if you compare the legacies.
Yeah, bro. I think his legacy is way better than AD's right now.
Even though AD got a championship, right?
It's weird. It's like it's not supposed to be like that.
It shouldn't. It shouldn't. It shouldn't. The
I low
same way.
key feel the same
Go
way
ahead.
about Kyrie.
I was gonna say Kawhi.
I think Kawhi's different. Kawhi has like a couple.
Kawhi has two. Am I
But
wrong?
he has two Finals MVPs, right?
Yeah. Let me actually ask you this question then. Draymond gets his fourth MVP or fourth finals ring, right?
Okay.
Legacy wise. Not who's the better player. Legacy. Draymond or Kawhi.
Draymond.
It's not supposed to be like that. Now you see what I'm saying?
I love Draymond though.
And I do too. And Kawhi is going to go down in some books for the shit that he's done with winning in two different teams, getting Finals MVP. But Draymond is like, oh, that's a better, smarter version of Dennis Rodman with a team that can shoot.
Yeah, he's just a perfect fit, man. It's kind of crazy.
So when we're just comparing legacies, it's just that's the way I look at it. AD's is in trouble, and it's mainly because he just doesn't stay healthy. All he needs is about 2-3 years of staying healthy, and we'll just all be like, we got you. Even if you get hurt once in those years, people will look out for you. But you get hurt far too much, man. I get hurt far too much. I get it though. You can't control all injuries. So I will say that.
Definitely, it is a part of the game at the end of the day.
Yeah.
All right. So let's talk a little bit about football. Aaron Donald was officially the highest paid defensive lineman in the NFL at like $30 million. I think it's as simple as it's well deserved. It's well deserved. Um, he literally had the biggest moment of the Super Bowl, the game winning play to win it at the very last play of the game, and just to show again his impact on the game and how dominant he is. When you needed it most, he got there, and he got there. He got there because I think if I remember correctly, the Bengals only needed like a field goal, right?
I'm gonna be real with you. This Super Bowl is starting to be a blur. Was it Cooper Kupp's throw last touchdown that won the game, or was it Aaron Donald? It had to be Aaron Donald stopping P. Ryan.
No, so it was Pete. So it was Aaron Donald stop P run. Then the
Yeah,
very next play, he
he
spun.
sacked Joe Burrow.
He didn't sack him technically. He like threw him down, and Joe barely got the ball out.
Yeah. So yeah, man. Yeah. My fault. Go ahead. Sorry. What was the question? They needed a
Yeah,
yeah.
I was just like I don't they only needed a field goal to tie up the game. That was just a big play. They were like probably like 15 yards away from a field goal, and it
Yeah.
was fourth down with like 5 yards to go. Yeah,
And
it's
actually
a
had a
huge play.
touchdown.
He deserves every single dollar that he's getting.
Yeah.
I think that's straightforward.
Very much so is.
I
It
think
very
the
much. So what?
I think the real question about Aaron Donald is, um, I think Aaron Donald at this point is chasing ghosts. I think he's chasing LT, Dion, uh, some of the greatest defensive players ever. I think that's what he's chasing now.
You're sad. Um, I agree. I
To be
think
like one of the greatest defensive players ever. I think that's what he's chasing at this point.
oh, the ultimate question was that I saw on the telly today, as my people from over the pond would say it, um, is he the best player in the NFL right now? Period. I say yes.
It's really hard.
Take your
So the
time.
way I look at the NFL, it's how good are you at your position. I think that's the best way to look at it. And I think he's
Compare.
so much more dominant than anybody else at their position. I think you have to give it to him. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Like I think
Thank
he's
you.
better at being a defensive tackle, pass rushing defensive tackle than Patrick Mahomes is at being a quarterback.
I don't think that. Yeah, I compare it the same way that you do it. I do it the exact same way. It's pretty much how better are you than the rest of the people that are you playing with, like playing the same position with. Who's the next best defensive tackle?
Shit,
It's
probably
hard to.
Cam.
We don't dog. It's hard to name. He's consistent. I give you that, but it's hard to name. You can say Fletcher Cox. You
DeForest
can say
Buckner,
Hargrave. The Jets got Quentin Williams. He's nasty.
DeForest Buckner.
Thank
But
you.
I still think there's a gap between Aaron Donald and all those.
Exactly. That's what the whole point is. That's what the whole point is. When you say Patrick Mahomes, I can say, well, Kyler Murray at the beginning of the season is nice. Josh Allen throughout the whole season pretty much is nice. I'm not trying to say that they're better than Patrick Mahomes, but I'm saying
They're
they can
closer.
go blow for blow with him.
Yeah.
Deshaun Watson can. So it's one of those like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I think AD is just the best player in the NFL, no question. Um, Shout out to the defensive pass rushers, man. They've been getting paid these past couple years. Miles
All of them.
Garrett. You said what?
I said all of them have been.
Yeah, Joey Bosa, Miles Garrett. I think Nick Bosa still got to get paid. Matter of fact, TJ. Uh, yeah, it's good to see all these people get paid.
Definitely, definitely, definitely. All right. You got anything else before we wrap up? I feel
Yeah,
like
I
there's
got
like
two
one more
things.
thing. Oh, go ahead.
I got two. I got two things. So if you had to rank um the Rams players from most important or best, that's AD. That's I'm not saying all of them. I'm just saying the top four: the Matthew Stafford, Aaron Donald, Jalen Ramsey, and Cooper Cup.
This is tough, bro. It's really tough. And I'll only say that because of the importance of the QB position. Because soon as they got a a significantly better QB, that changed everything and took them to the playoffs. Because it's like how should I say this? Aaron Donald's been amazing. He's been amazing for like since he's got in the league, like the past 8 years. But he's not by himself going to take them to the Super Bowl. Um, it's definitely it's really a team effort at the end of the day. So that makes me want to put uh um Matt Stafford higher on that list than maybe somebody would argue with. But just to answer your question, I'm
Please.
going Aaron Donald,
Yep.
Jalen Ramsey, Matt Stafford, Cooper Cup.
Wow. Wow. I'm actually like,
And that's just because of the importance of the QB position. Because you, they had. Tell me if I'm wrong. They had all those players under Jared Goff.
yes.
They added
It's
Von Miller this year, which was a big deal. They don't
which
have
was a
him anymore.
humongous deal.
Um, but they weren't going. I'm sorry, they weren't going to do anything under Jared Goff. I just don't see them winning a Super Bowl like this under Jared Goff. Matthew Stafford was definitely the move that put him over the needle to make them Super Bowl contenders, favorites, and definitely won him the Super Bowl this year. He balled out all year.
100%. 100%.
So
I
do you agree with
flip.
my list?
No, I put Jalen Ramsey last on that list. To be honest with
Why?
you, I think uh, I would be, and that's the thing. Matthew Stafford and Cooper Cup, I could easily move. I don't care. They can be 2, 3 for all I care. I don't really care. AD is clearly the great. Jalen is great, but when it comes to importance,
Takes away a whole side of the field, Darren. That's disgusting.
does he?
People don't want to throw his way at this point.
Does he?
What? How well did the Bengals pass on them in the Super Bowl? They have a really good passing team, really well balanced offense.
Joe Burrow had a good passing game.
He had a good passing game. How many times did he have to like target Jalen Ramsey? He didn't want to throw over there if he didn't have to.
I don't hold up now. Time out now.
Ramsey
I
didn't
like
get a
that.
lot of targets this year. He didn't get
As
targeted a
much
lot this year.
as much as I don't like the call, there was 2 or 3 plays where he got burnt in the Super Bowl. One of them I won't count because it was a face mask, but I'm pretty sure a play before that in the first half he got got up complaining about something, but I don't think it was really something to complain about. He actually just got done in. And then I don't know who was guarding Jamar Chase on that last play, but Jamar Chase was running free at some point. So I won't put that on Jalen for sure. But ultimately the people who touch the ball are more important than Jalen. No disrespect. Cooper Kupp is a ridiculous receiver.
But for Jalen's position, doesn't that support him more? Because he doesn't get the ball thrown at him. Don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure he was like the least targeted corner in the league this year. The only other person I could think of that might have been that was Trayvon Diggs, but he had all those interceptions, so I doubt it.
I don't know, man. I don't know. We got to have this conversation at some point about he's not my favorite corner, bro. I like at least 2
I
other
don't,
corners over Jalen.
does that mean they're better than him?
One of them I can debatably say yes, he's better than him.
Now or just like
Jair
historically?
Alexander is a fucking beast. The only difference is that Jalen probably tackles better because he's bigger. But cover skills, there's better. Jair's out probably okay. Maybe that's not a fair example because he didn't play this past year. He got hurt. But I think Jair Alexander and Marshawn Lattimore for
Mm-hmm.
the Saints.
Yeah.
I think Marshawn Lattimore is the beast. He's legitimately going to go down as the person who shut down Mike Evans
Mike Evans
multiple
didn't lose the
times.
team.
Yes. Sorry to put that down. No, Marshawn Lattimore does his job versus him. Now there's games with Tom Brady he doesn't completely shut him down, but they're few and far between, bro. We're just gonna have to talk about it at some point. Jalen Ramsey,
Um,
Jair Alexander, Marshawn Lattimore, J.C. Jackson is a fucking dog. I can't remember Xavier, what's his name? Jones for the Dolphins. He's
mhm.
nice. He's crazy nice. AJ Terrell, dog.
So I brought up some PFF stats. Take these with a grain of salt because it's PFF. But
This is from last year, all right.
I would hope so.
Jair Alexander didn't play that many games. That's why.
But he's their highest rated corner.
I'll take it with my grain of salt. I'm not mad at it. But
People don't want to throw his way, bro. It's. Do you want to throw at Jalen Ramsey unless you have to?
bro, I'm just saying, Patrick Surtain is nice too. There's some. I just think that. Well, you know what the argument we was just having before when I said name the other D tackles, and as much as we say they're nice, they're really good, they're great at their position. It's just AD is steps above them,
Yeah, he's gapping him. Yeah.
levels. For me, when I see it, Jalen may have a level all these guys, but it's not something that they can't easily just be like, you know what I mean?
It's
I
not
think
something they can
Surtain,
get better at. to get on his level?
I think Patrick Surtain just needs time. I think legitimately, maybe after this next year or the year after, we're going to be like, damn, this kid is just fucking a problem. He's taking away number one receivers like nothing. Like I really like Patrick Surtain,
The best
and
thing,
I don't like him because I'm a Raiders fan. But you know what I mean.
the best thing I ever heard about Patrick Surtain was watching his film this year. Um, he didn't look like a rookie. He doesn't look like a rookie out there. He was always in the right spot. Is this
He
Patrick
just needs
Surtain's
time.
second year? Or am I tripping?
Nope.
Yeah, he
He's
said
going
he
into a
didn't look
second
like
year.
a. Okay, he said he didn't look like a rookie all year. He was always in the right spot, no matter what. Even like those plays he did get beat on, like that one play Devontae Smith caught a pass over him. He was running stride for stride with him. He's had great coverage. You never saw Patrick Surtain get or beat a lot, if not at
Right.
all. It's probably like a handful of times.
He's nice, bro. He's nice. He is nice. And I look, that's all. That's what my biggest point is with Jalen. Like people act like it's multiple levels he is above these other corners, and I'm saying, y'all, that's what it is for Aaron Donald. He maybe have a level or two above these people, but um,
How
wait,
you feel
is
about
that how
defense?
they're?
Repeat that. You cut out. Darren froze on me. All right, Darren, if you can hear me, you froze on me. Come back real quick if you can. All right, what were we saying?
I don't know. Just at the end of the day, levels, just levels. But if they're great in his run defense. He's going to be above a lot of guys because he's a bigger guy. He's better at. Wait a minute.
So no, this I'm on just his defensive grade rating in general.
This isn't right.
Oh, you think
This is
so? You think it's the wrong year?
2016, 2020, the farthest column to the right. I'm about to say because some of these names are just old guys, older people. I wouldn't expect them to be on this list. Or is that their draft year?
I don't feel like Jalen's been here longer than 2016.
Maybe it's their draft year. It could have said their draft year. You could have just went to the top of it and so that's all.
I guess he was
Good.
drafted in 2016.
Or just
I
their
feel like this
draft.
nigga's been here for like a decade.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know, man. I'll leave it at that. Last thing we gotta talk about is Utah's head coach real quick.
Utah's head coach. That's what I forgot. I think so. First of all, I think this is the first step to the rebuild of the Utah Jazz. I think it's as simple as that. If I'm Donovan Mitchell, I want out immediately, or Rudy Gobert has to be traded, and we need to get somebody else in here to help me out because it's not working. It's not working. We need to do something else. Change something. Everything needs to change. I wouldn't want to trade Donovan Mitchell if I'm Utah in them, but I think you're in a position where you need to do a rebuild. And I don't know if you want to rebuild. If I'm Donovan Mitchell, I don't want to rebuild and potentially going into my prime because that means all his prime years are gonna be rebuild years.
Yeah, we can rebuild quick. For real, honestly. Give me a number one pick or give me a some I don't know.
How
I
about
would get
this?
rid of Rudy Gobert and just give me a number one pick and somebody else that can go with Donovan Mitchell.
How about would you
Uh
send Rudy Gobert to Dallas and try to get like Dinwiddie?
that would fuck Dallas up personally. But I mean sure, why not? Uh
You don't think that's a good trade for Dallas?
if they get the first round pick, it's an even trade if you ask me. Kind of. It's not the greatest trade, but it's a trade. But what I also will say is you at least get. I would make the trade with Miami personally.
For what? Bam.
Give me one of those shooters. Give me Tyler Hero. I don't know. Give me somebody that can shoot
If
and
they
a
if they
first round
get
pick.
if they get Tyler and Bam, that would be a come up.
Then you don't need a pick. Then yeah, that would be a come up. You would
I think that hurts Miami.
first Miami.
Miami. Miami.
It changes their whole philosophy. They have to. Well, not really. They're a defensive team already. You would go defensive with Rudy Gobert and Jimmy Butler. Um, yeah, I guess it messes up a little bit. Kyle Lowry still be there, but you're just still getting older, so that's a
And
problem.
traded
You
one
just
one
made
of your
Utah.
young pieces too.
Yeah, but you at least have somebody that can slow down, which is you already doing. Bam, that can slow down the Gobert. That can slow down the Giannis's and the Embiid's. I could not get those names out for some reason. But ultimately, I don't know what the Quinn firing really means because I think
He didn't get
the
fired.
Lakers want
Already
or my
stepped
fault.
down.
He stepped down. It's crazy because I think the Lakers wanted him at one point.
They did.
So
I think you might have told me they were interviewing him.
yeah, so that's kind of weird that he just said, "Fuck it, I didn't get the job. I'm done. I'm gonna go
He
ahead
might
and
be
leave
done
for
with
a
that
while."
situation, man. It's just like it's we. How long have we been at it trying to get out the first round?
And it's not getting better for them. But that is a team that we look at and we're like, man, y'all are
Oh, Darren, you froze again.
a legit like small forward away. Like I said, Pascal Siakam away from actually showing up and actually being a defensive team in the West. You know what I mean? Because Pascal can still do things offensively.
Uh, your audio is kind of off. Give me a second.
You can't hear me?
No, it was just you were like I could hear your voice before your lips were moving.
Yeah, it'd be like that. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting for Utah next year, most definitely. I want to see who they interview.
Definitely.
What if they get a coach that the Lakers wanted to get, but they just didn't want to go to the Lakers situation? They were like, "Fuck it, I'll go to Utah."
Maybe, yeah.
It'll be wild.
All right, you got anything else?
Nope.
All right. Then I'd like to thank everybody again for watching another episode of the From Half Court Sports Talk Show with Darren and Rob. We'll see you guys again next time, and we'll be back. Peace out.